Good morning, good morning.
Right, we're starting off with any apologies this morning. I would like to apologise for my hair, because look at the fucking state of it.
I'd like to apologise for my hair, because it looks like Hagrid.
No, your hair looks absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, I look like Hagrid.
You look absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it always looks absolutely gorgeous. You know when you just need like sunbed, aircore, eyebrows?
You
In
look
fact,
gorgeous.
my eyebrows have been done in half an hour, so for the first part of the podcast, I'm going to look like this, and then for the second half, I'm going to look like the Greek god.
Red Raw.
Red Raw.
Alright, GGs, how's it going?
How's it going?
Just a reminder, if you're a bit of a snowflake,
Melt away.
if you can't have a laugh,
Go and have a bath.
and if you can't handle swearing,
Then
Robbie,
do one.
your week's just got brighter because it's time for your next episode.
Keeping it real and accepting and building.
Click that subscribe button.
Okay, guys, enjoy.
Enjoy. Hi, GGs.
All right, GGs, how's it going?
How's it going? Just a reminder.
Every time. It's like that Jet 2 thing now. You know, every time you hear Jess Glynn, Jet 2 comes on.
Anyway, how have you been?
Fine. Actually, I've been hungover for the past, 3 days. Today's the only day where I've been feeling normal.
Really?
We're not hungover, but, just like...
Dead.
I just can't drink on a weekend anymore. I'm 26 years of age. I feel about 60. How are you?
Someone called a boring please.
Literally.
Honestly,
grow
get
up.
alive.
Get alive. I know, but here I am. I'm still in. Here I am. I'm still here. I'm still in spirit.
Good job.
I can still bring it today.
Because Wednesday.
Yeah, because it's Wednesday.
Halfway through the next week.
But I'm quite looking forward to
Chill
not drinking this
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah.
How about you? How was your?
Oh, lush. Thanks.
You've had what? You've been to all the love ceremonies this month.
Yeah.
Week.
How just lush are weddings?
Pain.
Like this is like the first wedding I've been to in my adult years and in my adolescence.
You're still not an adult.
And honestly, I just couldn't stop crying.
I know, they're emotional, aren't they?
Couldn't stop crying. I went to my cousin's down in Devon.
Dry your eyes, mate.
What?
Dry your eyes, mate. You never heard that?
Huh?
This one's roaring. Dry your eyes, but I think it's a football chant.
I feel like I can feel the lipstick on my teeth.
Yeah, still there. Well, it wasn't. It was definitely gone. You've gone a bit overboard with the lippy today, that's why. Are you a drag? Mia's dressed as drag today. Who are you being today? If you were a drag queen, what would your name be?
Makishka.
I think your name would just be Mia. Mia
Is that
Cat.
better?
That's loads better. For now.
For now.
For
So
now.
I went to my cousin's down in Devon. Oh, she looked phenomenal. Phenomenal. Phenomenal.
She looked phenomenal.
And Ollie is just the
Who's
best.
Ollie? Oh, the chavvy.
No, husband. He's
Green.
just amazing. Someone said it in one of the speeches, like, everyone needs an Ollie.
Aww.
And it's so true. Everyone needs an Ollie. He's just the best person ever.
Tits in the trolley, balls in the biscuit tin.
But
Lady
yeah,
in the grass
and
with
then-
a finger up her ass.
Anywho, then on the Saturday after the wedding, Mum, bless her, drove all the way up from Devon. It's on my TV again. I've had enough. Can we actually stop the pod, please? I've had enough. I'm going to get off. I'm going to go home.
How are we going to get around that? Have you got a tissue or something to dab it, maybe?
Look in my bag, see there's like a receipt.
Receipts! Proof! Timeline! Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt.
Thank you for your help.
Sometimes less is more. And next time, don't come dressed as a drag queen.
Okay.
Okay, back in the room. Where was we?
On Saturday, Mum drove up from Devon. It took 6.5 hours to drive back up, and then I had 40 minutes to then... Oh, by the way, I was severely hungover. Like, was being a little bit sick in my mouth, you know.
Turned it round, though. Excuse me.
Then 40 minutes, I had to be at next wedding venue for the after do. But I did a full face of makeup in the car. I did winged eyeliner in the car, under eye eyeliner in the car.
Wing, wing, wing.
And then went and met the lovely Robbie. So how was your evening and day on Saturday?
My evening and day was absolutely day and evening.
Day and evening.
Day and night.
Wah, wah.
I toss and turn. My day and night was absolutely glorious.
Sophie looked amazing.
Sophie looked amazing.
Congratulations to Sophie and Ricky and Jess and Ollie.
Congratulations, Sophie and Ricky and Jess and Ollie. Sophie's absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, like I said, just start drinking at midday on the Saturday. I think I went to bed till
Midday.
Midday on Sunday. No, early hours on the Sunday.
We got a text in the group chat from Robbie, and he was like, just sorted my suit, everyone. Leave in 15 minutes.
Yeah, literally. Just been to Next to go and get my shirt. And then, do you know what I did? Typical me. Getting out of the car right at the wedding venue, I chucked the cider with blackcurrant that I was drinking all down my white shirt.
Didn't know it was blackcurrant?
It's cider and blackcurrant.
How did I not see that on your shirt then?
Because I was stood at the back of the van outside the church like this. Is it off yet? Is it off yet? Literally, I thought,
Well
how could I do that? Actually, yeah, I could do that because that's just me to a T.
That's just Robbie to a T.
Me to a T. But other than that, I was looking absolutely gorgeous. Everyone just looks stunning at a wedding, don't they?
Oh,
the men, the women.
just absolutely smashed it out.
Seeing Claire, who did our photo shoot
We
for...
love Claire.
Yeah, she's just a natural stunner as well, isn't she? She's absolutely gorgeous, bless her.
Inside and out.
Inside and out. So she was papping all day long, so can't wait to see them. Are you ready for today's makeup math?
Are you alright?
Yeah, are you ready for me?
It's time for
Meerkat Math! Okay, so the equation this week is...
Don't be a prick. You're being a prick. I ain't got pen and paper.
You can use this.
Yeah, but it's going to take me longer.
1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10 equals... Go, 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 go! No talking. No talking. Is she going to do it? 10 seconds left.
55.
Oh, I think that's wrong. It's 45.
But did you plus the 10 at the end?
No! It's 55! She got it! Yay!
I had to literally...
Yeah, I could see you. I could see it in my peripheral.
That was really good, wasn't it?
I could see it in my
Profiterole.
profiterole vision.
You would, big boy.
You like profiteroles, don't you?
That was a really... Actually, I would never really pick a profiterole.
I would never, ever in my life choose a profiterole, ever. I'd rather eat a fruit.
Do you know what I'd never pick? Cheesecake. I've got to be in the mood for it. I know, it's bad enough.
My favourite, cheddar cake. Do you know what I wanted to talk about actually today? Erin Patterson mushroom murder trial.
I love mushrooms.
Erin Patterson is a woman in Australia. I'm really invested in this story. If my facts are a little bit wrong, please just Google it. Don't fact check me. Fact check me.
Fat check him instead. Fat shame him.
Yeah, fat shame me instead. So basically, she is a woman that is accused of killing 3 of her estranged family members, or ex-husband, right? She told them, she invited them round for dinner. She told them that she had cancer, which was actually a lie. She didn't have cancer. She invited 4 people round for dinner. I can't remember the relations, but basically it was her ex-husband and 4 other people.
So 5 in total, including her.
6 in total, including her.
Oh, right, okay, right, yeah.
That could be wrong. It could have been 5 in total. I'm not sure.
Okay.
It was 5 or 6 people in total. But the husband never ended up going. He was like, no. It was the ex-husband, and he was like, no, I'm not ready for this meal. Don't want to have the conversation, whatever. But my family's still going. So I think 4 of his family members still went. 3 of the family members then died after they ate the meal. Not like straight after, but a few days later, got taken to hospital, was really, really poorly. Turns out there had been poisonous mushrooms in this beef Wellington meal.
Not a beef Wellington.
It was a beef welly, and she's cooked it, right? One of the people survived who ate it, and she obviously survived as well, but she wasn't poor like the others. So through the trial and stuff, they've basically realised that she's not at the same meal as what they've at. And what they're trying to prove now is, has she done it on purpose or was it a mistake? But, or in my opinion,
Of course it was on purpose.
In my opinion, all of the evidence is pointing towards her. She was like researching where to get these death cap mushrooms. She had her, I think she had her like meal on a separate plate. Like, so they all had like a particular colour plate. She had a separate colour plate.
What? Sorry, I don't understand why this is a trial. It's obvious that she did it.
Yeah. There was also evidence that to make them like into this poisonous well, to like make sure there was even more poisonous, they had to be like dehumidified, a bit like freeze dried. And she had been caught after they'd been killed, dropping off a dehumidifier to the tip. Well, not being caught. She'd taken it to the tip, and then when obviously they started investigating, the police had said, "Have you got one of these in the tip?" As this lady brought it. And then they found out that she had, but she told them that she never actually owned one. So then it was like,
She's borrowed it for the night.
Yeah. What else? There was like, at the time when the police were literally going through her house, through the phone records, they can see that she'd been like swapping SIMs over while the police were in the house. And she's still protesting her innocence. Guys, if you have not, you need to...
I think she just needs to read the room a little bit. And I think she needs to be...
Sorry, the reason why I've brought this up now, sorry to talk over you, is... So the trial's been going on, they're on like the 6th week. Erin's now took the stand. So they've had all of like the prosecution, all of that there, all the evidence. And now she's taken the stand to try and defend herself.
Bab, why are you bothering? Right, Erin, if you listen to this, love, I won't bother.
Erin Patterson, if you're listening to Girl in the Gate, here's our take. You ought to see what she looks like. She's an absolute state as well.
Is she?
And
so why did she want to kill all them people?
Well,
ex-husband's side.
Yes, I think there was probably
some feud
in there. But to lure them in, she lied about having cancer, which I think just speaks for itself anyway. But yeah, very interesting story. If you get the chance, I would definitely recommend listening to that. It's a nice little podcast watch. There's a podcast called, I think it's called Mushroom Murder Case Daily, actually, which just sums it all quite well.
So they've made a podcast especially for this trial?
Mushroom Case Daily.
So what? Well, that's not very good when it stops, is it? No one have much to talk about.
Well, I'm guessing that'll be the end of the pod.
How weird.
Bit like that.
They'll do another one. For something else.
Well, I imagine they would then do... They'll probably summarise the case after.
Yeah.
Then
start another one.
Then hopefully somebody else's family dies. And they've got something else to talk about.
Wow. So that's in Australia?
That's Australia. Melbourne.
Australia, what an absolute nutter.
But it's taken the whole world by mushroom storm.
Which I get, because it's a crazy thing to do. But, like, it's very obvious she did it. So, obviously, it's not talked about whether she did it or not. Surely.
Well, she's saying that she got the mushrooms from Woolies, which is like Asda, and an Asian grocer, and she didn't realise that she put them mushrooms in. So she just went and brought normal mushrooms. It turns out there was death cap mushrooms. But there was, they've had like mushroom specialists in to say, you know, they can only be found in this forest, and all, like, it's wild. What a boring job, like, looking at a mushroom all day.
That was pointless. Right. Let's move on to what we're talking about today. So we did put an Instagram story out, guys, where we were just talking about what advice you would like, kind of relationship style, friendship style. And this is what you guys have said. So here we go.
First, we're going to start off quite light-hearted.
Also, disclaimer, we're not professionals, all right? I know that's quite crazy, the way we look.
Yeah, just so we don't not get confused, we're not trained professionals, but I am actually a part qualified accountant. So if you need any financial advice, I might be able to help.
And I have got a musical theatre qualification, so.
And I'm quite good at providing people with good cavities. So,
yes.
Yeah.
I love volunteering.
But we're not trained professionals in this instance. Take what we say with a shovel of salt. Yeah, take the full tub. Take it all. The first question is: should you wish your ex a happy birthday? Mia, what do you reckon?
I always did.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, but no. As I've got older, I'm just like.
Yeah, what's the point? You're not achieving anything.
Yeah, why?
Literally, that's quite an easy no for me. I think.
No. Yeah.
At the end of the day, like.
Chapter's closed. Move on. You don't want to have a happy birthday, do you? So.
Have a bad birthday. No, I'm joking.
Sad birthday.
Your birthday's good without me. Next one, we've got a friendship one. We've had a fallout, so when's best to block someone? Do you want to take that first?
Do you need to block them? Like, as a friend? I mean, unfollow maybe? Unfollow, and maybe if you're on private, them unfollow you. Like, you can click that, can't you?
Yeah. I definitely think unfollow and detach.
Detach, but... I mean, it must have been a hefty fallout if you have to block them. But if I've blocked them...
Protect the peace. You know what, though? I've had friendships which cut deep like a relationship as well. Like cutting someone off.
It's actually heartbreaking. Friendship, like, dramas and stuff, especially when you get older, crikey, is horrible.
Yeah. I look back now and I think, actually, that's not a friend I would want. But in the moment, again, it's still... excuse me, it's still very much like a bit of a breakup. Not as such, but it's still a grieving loss, isn't it?
Upsetting.
So again, it's that kind of goes back to doing that, protect your peace, do what you think's right. If you feel like blocking's the best thing to do for you, then absolutely block them. I personally wouldn't. I think unfollowing's enough. You're not going to see it.
I think unfollowing's enough. You'll probably hear us talking about that a lot on this like segment of the pod, is like protecting your peace.
Protect that peace.
We all for it. Protect your peace.
We're all for it.
We'll talk about it.
And
more.
it's not. It's over time as well. I think you realise that, isn't it? It's not like it's like boom, shit happens.
Yeah.
Go on a rampage, blocking people, protect your peace, red to tail. Let's move on. Just do it as you find out. Do it in your own time. Next one: is it harsh to block friends, / parents of an ex-partner?
No.
No. Again, what's it fall back to?
Protect your peace.
Protect the peace, guy.
I've seen something else on Facebook. Didn't really remember that I was following. I just thought, do you know what? I
Yeah.
don't want to see that, because it's not like it upset me. It's just like
You're reminded.
I don't want to be reminded of you politely.
Yeah. What's your advice on breaking no contact? Is it ever good to do so?
It's so hard.
Oh God, this is a tough one. You can take it first, because mine's going to be quite a lengthy response to that.
Okay. Don't do it. In my opinion, once you've broken up and that's it, finito. You've got your last keys. You've got your last pillows. You've got your last pajamas from their house.
From the caravan. From the tent.
Block, remove, delete. I personally had to go to the lengths of blocking numbers, but just do it. And it's difficult, and you'll want to unblock them. But if you find it that hard, just write in your notes page what you want to say to them. That would be what I'd recommend doing. Write it all in your notes.
See, I should have took this advice.
Yeah, write it all in your notes. You still feel like you're texting them, and then obviously just don't send it. But no, don't do it. And like you'll want to check in. But yeah, what are you gonna say? Sorry.
I was gonna say, have you ever broke no contact?
Yeah.
I was afraid to get back with an ex.
I did get back with an ex, so yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I did actually. But the most recent, no, I haven't broken contact.
Yeah. I think for me, I've kind of got two answers, because I kind of feel like keep on breaking no contact until you don't want to break no contact anymore, and you feel like you're ready to move on. That's like one answer, because you'll get to a point where you keep on breaking it, you think, actually, this is doing me no good. But if you didn't do that, then you'd be eating yourself up thinking, what if I broke no contact, we could get back together, maybe we could salvage this. So I would definitely say keep breaking it until you don't need to break it anymore. Now, I did that. Would I have done that? Would I do it again? No. But I'm kind of glad I did do it, because I felt like in the moment that's what was right. However, I think when I look back and in the long run, that did me no good whatsoever.
No, not at all.
Yeah, in fact, I broke it on like 3 different occasions, I think. And it just kind of prolonged. It
brings everything back up. And then you get into maybe an argument, or like they maybe say something you don't want to hear,
but
and it's just like...
Do you know what it was? I think it was more giving me false hope.
Yeah.
Because at the start, the first time I broke no contact, it was still kind of like no done. Then when I broke no contact again, it was a lot more reciprocated that time, and it was a lot more... We met up, and it filled me with a lot of false hope. A lot of stuff was said. A kiss might have been shared. More could have happened should I let it, but actually I decided then in the moment that this wasn't right. And then when it come to it again, all of that was like taken away, and it was like, no, I don't want this. So on that last time when I broke it, I walked away from that situation and thought, actually, do you know what now? I've tried. That's it now. And at that point, that's when I felt settled that I tried my best.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So it's fair, and I think it just like depends on the individual person. Like, I think it's also a situation where like if you've broken up with that person and then you keep contacting them, that's really unfair.
Absolutely.
And that's really like giving them, like you just said, false up. But I think it really just depends on the circumstance. But I just think it's not helping either of you. If you've decided to break up, you've decided to break up.
And also as
Stick
well...
to your guns and you've made your bed, lie in it.
Also as well, I think when you break up with someone, you think you still know them. The reality is you really don't.
Yeah.
And they're probably... And I don't want this to come across like victim mentality or anything, because that is so not true. But you think that you believe in what they're saying, but then the reality is they're probably doing something different anyway.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I think it's like, don't be wrong, like I've definitely broken contact like quite a few times and stuff, but like it's as well like you'll probably do a lot of it on heightened emotions. So maybe you've seen something that you shouldn't have
look at the facts.
Yeah, maybe you're angry about something and it's like that's me giving myself that advice as well, that you've made your bed, lie in it as well. So when I've broken up with a partner and then got back in touch after I've seen something that they shouldn't have done or whatever, then that's on me. I've broken up with them. So I get it, like it's difficult, but like going forward now, I mean, I'm proud of myself for how I've handled the last situation
100%.
because it was a lot. But now I would never ever break that contact now unless something horrible, God forbid, happened, or something that I wanted to send my love, or like something like that. Because I'm not a person to hold a grudge. I'm quite happy to see people happy, even if they've been horrible. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
But at the same time, I'm protecting my peace. Where I'm like, no, I don't want to see your stuff on Facebook. No, I don't want to see what you're doing and that, because you've caused me a lot of stress. So let's leave that there. Thank you.
I think you are literally just prolonging the inevitable, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's
just move on, Babs.
But again, though, as well, that is the process. That is the grieving process. You're still clinging on in the hope that what could be.
It's horrible.
And the reality is, they might have already moved on.
Probably have.
But you just don't realise that. And that was I was testament to that. Well, I wouldn't really say he'd moved on, but he's basically shagging somebody else.
And it's
whatever.
Horrible. You can feel it in your chest. It's absolutely vile. But it's just one of the things of like, especially if people, I know this is kind of digressing from the what we were saying, but like the people that move on the quickest are the people that are still hurting. And if you
it's true.
Sit in your feelings, write it out, journal, go to therapy, do whatever, you will be happier.
In answer to your question, my advice is keep on breaking no contact until you feel like you don't need to break no contact anymore. And just be true to yourself and do what you think's right in the moment. It's probably going to come back and bite you in the arse, but at least you're doing what you think you're doing for the best. But try and make your decisions based on the facts rather than based on the emotion.
That was fantastic.
Thank you.
That was really good.
Thank you.
No, that's really good advice. And I think also good advice is it's not like black and white for everyone. Like some people breaking no contact is the right thing to do.
Sorry, so again, the last question, which moves on nicely from the previous one. Should you leave any communication available or open?
Depends on your circumstance. Which isn't helpful.
What's your advice? No, it is helpful. If your advice, it depends on your circumstance.
I just think...
It depends on your circumstance.
I just think, like... It really depends on the person. If that person's contacting you all the time and not respecting you by giving you space that you are entitled to completely, especially after a breakup...
Then you've got to block.
Block. Black. I'll delete.
Yeah, 100%. I am of the same opinion, really. Block on everything. Protect your peace. You don't need to see anything. You shouldn't have to see anything. You should just be able to just get on with your life. However, I personally think having maybe something open... I don't know really, because there's plenty of ways that you can still contact them. I just think, like, you know, like you say, if something...
Send them 1p.
If like something drastic happened in their family, or you felt like somebody died or something and you wanted to just say, hope everything's alright type of thing. I think things like that are quite important still. But just because that communication line's open. But then if you're constantly going to be tempted to contact them, then block them.
Yeah.
Block, delete, never repeat.
Yeah. It's difficult. And as well, I think, like, if you're worried about what, like... So let's say you've got their mum and you want to block their mum. just do it. Don't think about like, oh,
What they're
but-
gonna think.
Yeah. No, protect your peace, protect yourself. Because I'm not being funny, but they've probably got a new girlfriend after dinner anyway,
Or
Just block 'em.
boyfriend.
or boyfriend. So just,
If you're a bender. Like me.
just block them.
That just brings on to another question which come into my head. Should you ever recycle a man? Should you get back with an ex?
I mean, I've been there, so I'm in a couple of minds with this because like I've got no regrets at all.
Yeah.
It was I personally think it was the right thing for me to do at that time.
Absolutely.
It felt right. It wasn't that there was like a massive scandal of why we broke up anyways. I think that is also a factor.
100%.
And it really works for some people. Like some of our closest friends, like they've got back with their partners and they're super happy, and it's beautiful to see. And I think especially if you've like broken up from a young age or something like that, then that's probably why. But I think like if you're like breaking up, getting back together, breaking up, toxic.
Oh, 100%.
It's so toxic.
100%.
Because I had like a 9-month break in between mine, break up and go back together. So I literally could have had a baby. I could have had a baby.
You could have, yeah.
I didn't.
I agree. I think time apart's needed. Months, in fact, sometimes even years. Like people like are not with someone for like 5 years and then they get back together after that. Yeah, again, it's so circumstantial.
Yeah.
What were the circumstances you broke up? Have you both evolved? Have you both changed? Would it really work again?
I just think you've got to be careful because an ex is an ex for a reason. There's obviously a reason you've got to that point, and if it's something on like
What
trust,
was the reason? What was the reason?
If it's something on like trust,
If they've shagged somebody else, if they cheated on you, basically, nada, never, ever, ever again,
yeah.
ever.
But I just, but then again, some people it does work. Just found it up. Any update on any boys or out?
No.
No.
I am dead as a dodo. Too busy this week to oh actually
You need to actually stop fidgeting.
sorry
You're going crazy today.
I'm like a dog. Potentially going on a date tomorrow. Let me have a quick look.
Who with?
Blue Tick. Who's Blue Tick? No. Oh no. Fucking Blue Tick. Guys, I'm in a Blue Tick DM at the minute. I've not replied to him in like days.
Why?
Because I'll tell you after that. God, what's his fucking name now? I've been on dates with him before. Dates. I don't know what's the last message, whether he's replied to me or I've replied to him, because we don't speak for like days apart.
I think this one's got potential, you know.
Do you know what?
I'd love to meet him, Robbie.
Right, so
maybe I can go on a date with him and his brother.
His brother's straight.
Well, yeah, that's the point.
So me and this guy, so potentially going on a date with him tomorrow. We've dated. I say we've dated. We've been on dates for the past year. In fact, yeah, it's coming up to a year. We've been on a few dates the past year, and it's kind of just been one of the things where it's like, oh, maybe if we've got time here, maybe if we've got time there. But I don't know, actually. Maybe there is something there.
I think there is.
And I actually quite like him. We got on really well. He's an entrepreneur. He's very smart. Yeah,
he's gorgeous as well.
Ticking a few boxes, yeah. So
we'll see.
It's just, but the thing is, we're just both very chill about it, and I feel like we just need to say to each other, like, are we just going to try this on or what? How about
exciting.
you? Yeah, exciting. So we'll see. Who knows? But like I say,
how's Wallace?
Wallace, right there. Wallace is still there. But yeah, no, it's like I say, I'm just single playing the field. I fucking need to chill out.
Because every time you do that, you're knocking the microphone.
I know. What am I doing? Yeah, Wallace
Play
is...
musical statues, go.
Wallace is still very much there, but again, I'm just being me.
No, do you know what irritates us, right?
People.
Yeah. It's all this, like, messaging, nothing. Messaging, nothing. And to be honest, I don't know. I don't know if that's also on my behalf.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not gonna lie.
But I feel like this generation is so guilty of that.
It is, but then also this other boy that he is gorgeous, to be fair, messaging loads. He messaged me again, and he was like, right, I've got some time off, let's book something in, blah, 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 blah. Talking. Nothing. He hasn't replied to me now in like 3 days. But then liking my Instagram stories. Oh, don't like my Instagram stories if you've left us undelivered.
Mush, listen to this, right?
It's quite funny, but I don't
listen to this. We were just talking about this guy. I've had this guy in my DMs. He's in my DMs and then he airs me. And then he likes all my shit. And then he comes back in grovelling. And then he aired me again. I'm not finished yet. Oh wait, I'm not finished with you. Then he's messaged me again, grovelling again, and then aired me again. Is this... And I'm talking like, not days, I'm talking like months apart, and then messages me back. Then his most recent try was messaging the business account, asking for sweets, and I thought, do you know what? Piss off. So now I've not replied to him.
It's time for Never Have I Ever. I think you need to speak right. Never have I ever.
Who, me or you, or both of
No,
us?
I was just being silly.
Don't be silly. This is a serious podcast. Right. The first one is, never have I ever been kicked out of a bar or club. 3, 2, 1. I have. Do you want to share yours?
I was actually sober once.
Really? That's a surprise.
I went to the bar, got a shot of Sambuca, took it, was sick all over the bar.
Where was that at?
Walkabout in Lincoln.
Oh my god, stop
Completely
it.
sober.
I think I've been kicked out of a few, to be fair. But most recent one was when we was in Lincoln. Was at Lincoln in bar, and I was sick right outside the toilet.
Outside the toilet, not in the toilet.
Not in the toilet, literally at the toilet door, going into the men's, was sick all outside of it, and the bouncer was like,
yeah, right.
I think it's time to go. And Katie was saying, oh no, he's been sick, he'll be alright now.
It's true,
But that was true, though, isn't it? Like, let me have a tactical chunder and let me be.
It was alright.
Yeah, I needed that to then come back on top form. I tell you what, though,
Yeah, you weren't actually.
2 minutes later,
the bouncer was right.
Yeah, 2 minutes later, I'm laid on the floor. Okay.
Good effort from you.
Good effort from me. Sometimes you just got to know your limits, and unfortunately, that was not my day. But that's all right, because we live and we learn. I'm 26.
Everybody makes mistakes.
Everybody has those days. Never have I ever gone on a date just for free food. 3, 2, 1,
no.
never. Have you not?
No.
I thought you would have been like, seems you're like Queen, I'm not paying for a date.
Alright. Okay.
Sorry, was that a bit...
Yeah, that was quite aggressive.
Was that quite aggressive? I'll take that back.
You're not wrong there.
Me as Queen of... She pays her own way, but you're very traditional in that sense.
And then, do you know what you did? He asked me to go arse.
Little break. Never seen her again after that.
No. Rewind.
Yeah, you
really pay my way.
I didn't say you did. But you literally always say every single time, I want to be taken out on a date.
Yeah, I do. So the answer question.
But you've never gone on a date just free food?
No, I haven't done that.
Okay, we'll move on from that one.
I couldn't. I wouldn't want to. I'd rather just have an egg on toast.
How boring.
I'd literally rather
Imagine the most amazing restaurant in the world.
Yeah,
but you're not into the guy, and it's like, oh, come on, I'll take you out.
Yeah, but
I would go with that.
Have you met anyone that would do that though these days?
Well, no, but we're just talking in a theory, aren't we?
I think I need to chill out a little bit.
I know.
I just think as well though.
Look, listen, don't get on and chat GPT with these questions, all right?
I wouldn't go on a date with someone without like having a bit of a chat to them before anyway. Oh, statistic for you. Listen to this. It takes, on average, Americans I think this is right. Sorry.
Yeah, it's 3 days.
3 days for them to like once they're matched to then go on a date, and it takes UK people like 10 to 12.
And what was my response to that? Because everyone in UK is pussy all.
No, we should actually take a leaf out of the American's book because
Actually, reframe that.
Like,
Probably not in every sense, but in a dating phrase, then yeah.
Yeah, but nothing else.
Yeah. Let's not get gun laws.
No, let's not do that.
I agree though. But people are just quit the bull. We've said this before. Quit the bullshit. Let's go on a date. See if we gel. Amazing if we do. If not, see you later.
I've had some people that.
Oh dear, let's not start that.
I've had this lad, and to be fair, he was all that. He was like.
He was all that. What lad?
No, not as in he was all that. As he was all like, let's go out tomorrow type thing, and I was like, oh no. So really? You can't win. But I think I just didn't really fancy him.
Yeah. If you fancy him, you would have gone.
If I fancy him, I'd be like, see ya, on my way.
In a bit. On about fancy someone, you've got to update us from what you were supposed to do last week, because last week you told the GGs you were supposed to go on a date with Mr.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Have I been on a date, blah, blah? No.
What,
Oh, it's a surprise? No.
Was he being a flaky bastard?
So, he messaged me. Mia, when are you free? I said, oh, I'm free next week. Cool.
Is that it?
Yeah.
All right, wow. Do you know what that's called? His loss.
Oh, 100%. But I think he's just one of them where he's in the mood.
Yeah.
He drops you a message.
Yeah.
Or he sees, he likes your story, then drops you a message, and then doesn't follow through. I ain't got time. I have not got time. But I'm.
Do you know who that is?
Robbie
Guilty.
Cat. No, not to his extent.
No, I want.
I'm just like, I've just stopped replying now, to be honest.
I just love going on dates with people. If anyone wants to date, I tell you who does want to date me. Someone on the G&G account. In fact, a couple of people on the G&G account.
About 5 people on the GG account.
Bab, TikTok G&G.
Don't fiddle with that down.
Sorry. TikTok G&G.
Oh! Yeah, another one, a video of Robbie doing them. Has...
Which one?
On the plane.
Oh, yeah.
It's not gone viral, but the boys are loving it.
The boys are loving it.
Is he single? Yes, he is.
The funniest one is when somebody put, you're a lucky woman, about you. And was like, Bab, clues in the name.
I literally, put back.
Clues in the name.
Clues in the name.
And then he put back.
I'm high as fuck. Okay.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay.
Right, next, never have I ever.
Next, never have I ever.
Never have I ever lied about my age.
In what sense, though?
Well,
is that just a question?
Yeah, have you ever lied about your age?
3, 2,
Any sense?
1.
Yeah.
Yes. Fake ID.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I went to. You ever lied about your age to a fella?
No. I've kept it quiet for a little bit longer than I maybe should have.
Ooh.
For quite a couple of occasions.
That's all right. You wasn't lying.
I like an older lad. But if they ask me, I'd 100% tell them.
How old? 50?
I'm more aiming for like 62.
We're like retirement.
Yeah.
We want to get that pension.
No, I remember when I first met this one guy, I was 17 in a bar, and I did tell him, I was like, by the way.
17 in a bar?
In a bar. And I met him in a bar, and I was like, just so you know, like, I am 17. I thought that was appropriate because I was literally underage in a club. But apart from that, like, if I meet a lad now,
yeah, but you're still legal. 17's still legal, isn't it? As in, of consent.
Yeah, but I thought it was just kind of right for me to say.
Fair enough. We're like an honest person.
Yeah, but I do like all the lads, so like if I go out, I won't tell you. And then they'll ask me, I'll be like, 23. They'll be like, sorry?
Yeah, but they're only like, they're not like, you say older lads, they're not like fucking
no, but
60, aren't they? Don't make it like
I feel, yeah, but lads do get put off by girls my age, I think, sometimes.
Yeah, if I was a lad that was in a girl and you was 23 then.
Yeah, 23 still sounds quite young.
No, I'm joking. Do you reckon?
I think it sounds a lot older than 22, but 23 just sound young. Does anyone not know what I mean by that?
23 sounds a lot older than 22. Are you alright?
Well, yeah, but like 19 sounds a lot younger than 20.
Well, that's because I guess so, but that is teen, isn't it? That's followed by teen, so instantly it's like
26
teenager.
sounds a lot older than 25.
66 sounds a lot older than 65. Like, what the fuck?
Well, it doesn't. You just don't get it. The girls that get it, get it.
No,
the ones that don't.
but
The girls that don't.
If somebody, I'm 26. If I was started to see someone and they told me they was 23, I'd be like, whoa.
I wasn't listening.
Gormless. Right, next
Sorry.
one. Never have I ever sent a text to the wrong person, and if so, what? 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
Never.
I have, and it wasn't actually that long ago. I did actually say this on the Instagram story, but I've never said it on the pod, so I thought I'd bring it on the poddy fine. For God's sake.
I feel like I've got bear trap wind.
Driving to the gym, and I was using Siri to send a text message because I'm a good girl. And I remember this message, please send a message to mum and dad, because I've got a group chat with mum and dad. We cannot send you a message. Please try again. So I did it again. Oh, it didn't work again. Anyway, it was like, oh, message sent. And it was basically something. Oh, no, it wasn't. I lied to you. It wasn't to mum and dad. It was to a group chat called Mia's Mums. And it was Savannah and Holly. And I was basically just clattering on about how horrible the sugar beet factory smells in Europe, because I'm sorry, people that lived here forever, I've loved the smell of this.
I don't love it, but we're just attuned to it now.
It smells like mouldy digestives, and it's just actually disgusting. Like, honestly, I was once sick on the
mouldy digestives.
It's vile. Like, I used to have to wrap my scarf around my head on the bus on the way.
It is a disgusting smell.
Vile. But get it banned.
When you've grown up with that stench in the air.
It feels like home.
Whenever it's on now, it's just like a smelly fart.
A voice noting them saying, can they just shut them bloody pipes up? Sugar beet factory, it stinks of shit, it stinks of mouldy digestives, all this crap to this group chat. Anyway, didn't even send properly, because obviously Siri didn't know what sugar beet was and didn't pick up on mouldy digestives.
Siri's just a...
It really did me over, actually. So it sent a message into a group chat that I've got with mum, dad, and my ex-boyfriend, and it was called Mia's Graduation. So instead of Mia's Mums, it sent to Mia's Graduation. And as well, to make it even worse, the message that Siri sent did not make sense.
Yeah.
It sent something like, the sugar factory stinks of a multi-pack of digestives or something. Anyway, my drive to the gym is like 20 to 25 minutes. That was at the beginning of the journey. Got to the very end, went on the treadmills, finishing my session on the treadmill. Got a voice note from mum, and I thought, oh, I'll listen to that in a minute once I finish my set. She goes, press play. Hi, sweetheart. I was just wondering what you mean, and by Mia's graduation. And obviously, I heard Mia's graduation. I knew instantly what group chat this was. Bearing in mind, I haven't spoken to my ex-boyfriend in years.
The instant fear.
The fear, and I stopped that red button on the treadmill. Boom! I screamed, like actually physically screamed.
I would have paid good money to have seen that reaction.
Grabbed my phone, ran to the side of the gym because I knew my friend was inside. I was like, Caitlin. And this was like quite new, me and Caitlin's friendship. She was like, you absolute sausage. Like, you... Grebo. Never heard that one.
Ain't ya?
No? What does that mean? Crackhead.
Well, I think it's it's like I don't...
Is that a real word?
I don't know. Do you know what is a griever? I think it's like an emo, but like...
Anything I just sound like an emo.
Anyway. I don't know why I just said that. You grebo.
Okay.
Oh, take that back.
Thank you. Don't assume what I am, right? I'm not a grebo, I'm not an emo. I'm my own person.
Sorry.
How legend is that though?
Sorry, that is.
Then obviously I deleted it. I was like, oh... But
damage was already done.
I put, oh, sorry, wrong group chat, and then he just reacted with it.
The damage was already done.
I appreciate the laughing face, by the way, so thanks for that.
Anyway, I don't think I actually have. I've sent like, as you do, oh, sorry, that was meant for somebody else, but nothing was quite treacherous. However, Lucy, one of my very close friends, Lucy, sent a text. Supposed to send a text to me and sent it to the driving instructor, but it was slating the driving instructor because we were both using the same driving instructor. And she'd said something to him, and he turned around to her and said, "I can't talk about somebody else." Just being a twat, normally you just talk about me all the time, whatever. I can't talk about somebody else's lesson, like confidentiality. So she was messaging me, slating him, and sent it to him, and he just replied back saying something like, "No worries, Lucy, I'll see you next time." She said that when she seen it, well, she didn't actually realise it was when he replied, is when she realised that she sent it to him. And heart drop. The message was quite funny.
Really?
Yeah.
GG's, we love you. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. We really hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you give us a follow, like it, subscribe it, tune into all the podcasts. And if you
tell them,
haven't,
sister.
And if you haven't already, go back and just listen to all the other ones. And watch them on YouTube because you get to see our beautiful face.
Leave a comment and like them all. Oh, and don't forget there is one episode where she deleted the video, so you won't be able to watch that. Thank you, bye.
Also, last thing, we're going LeBron trip on Monday.
Yes, we are. Stay tuned for the content on that one. Check it.
See you later.
See you later. GG's, thank you so much for listening.
We really hope you enjoyed it.
Whether you did or you didn't, subscribe either way.
See you next week.
See you later.